All right, let's see what we can get through here. We may have to skip around and hit the highlights. You gotta make sure we're getting here quickly tomorrow, get started. I have the actual, I got the answer sheet up. I might do some work over here on the side. And then have the test in front of you so that we can kind of go back and forth. All right, so for number one, as you're looking at that one, Zane, first thing, you got two answers there. Is it a function?
Yes.
All right, yes, it is, because it passes the vertical line test. Is it linear?
No.
No, so make sure you got no down. All right, so that is number one right there. All right, number two, Connor, what about that one? Is it a function?
Yes.
Is it linear?
Yes.
Okay, good. So it is a function, yes, and linear, yes. All right, for part C, whoops, other way. Is that a function, Jaylee? No, it's not. So if it is no, do not even say anything about being linear. You will not even address that. Okay? You do not need to address that. So it's just no, you're done, because it says if the graph represents a function, is it linear? So it says no, so we just stop. All right, number two can be an issue. How do I do that? Tell whether the set of ordered pairs satisfies a linear function. What are you checking? Josh, do you remember?
Changing the numbers.
Changing X and changing Y. So for this one here, sometimes you're more comfortable if it's listed as a table. So I can make that 1, 1, 3, 5, 5, 9, and 7, 13. I did that right, didn't I? So 1, 1, 3, 5, 5, 9, 7, 13. All right. Is that now? How do I actually go about and test that? Or Zach, what do you got for me?
It's a linear function.
Okay, what's my change in X?
2.
Okay, so it goes up 2 every time. And what's my change in Y?
4.
So it goes up 4. So that's what you're testing, and I need to see that. So you got that answer blank, right? So you're going to say linear function. Linear, since constant change of +2 for X, for the X's, and +4 and +4 for the Y's. Okay, so yes, it's linear. That's what you're looking for. You really need to make sure that you look this over, especially before the test tonight, and then look it over, in the morning or whatever you need to do to make sure you got a good idea what's going on. All right, for the third one, tell whether the set of ordered pairs satisfies a linear function. Explanation is going to be key. Preston, that's number 3. Did you get to that one?
Yeah.
What did you put down?
I said no, because there's no constant change.
For which one?
For the Y.
Okay, so there is a constant change in the X, so you got to watch how you word that, because that goes what? +6. This is +7, and then this is +5, right? So not a constant change. So not linear, no constant change in the Y's. So not linear, no constant change for Y. Okay, for Y. All right, you don't have that down, make sure you get that down. Okay, got that. Good. All right. How about number 5? How do we do? Tell whether the functions are linear, or wait, number 4. So we're just looking at this is one you did yesterday. You should have had done. All right, is it linear? Okay, just looking at it. Amanda, do you know? It is linear. You just got a Y and an X. Linear. All right, B, is that linear? Turn around. All right, Austin, do you think B is linear?
No.
It is not, because you got the Y in the denominator, not linear. All right, C can throw you for a loop, though. Connor, what do you have for C?
I put yes.
It is linear. The x is on top. It cannot be in the denominator. You can, whoops. You can think of that as 1/2 x equals 2y. The coefficient in front of there would be 1/2. So in this case, it is yes, no, yes.
Remember, if the variable was in the denominator, it was 1/2x, it would not be linear.
So yes, no, yes, or linear, not linear, linear. All right, 5A. A lot of people kind of get confused on actually just how to put the answers here for 5A. For 5, tell whether the equation is linear. That's kind of your first piece. Josh, as you look at 5A, is that linear? What? All right, can you see the board?
Yeah.
All right, is it linear?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, it's
Okay. But I'm gonna lose it. Like, give me some effort, okay?
yeah.
Thank you. All right, so 5y equals 2x. You got a y, you got an x. That's all we need for linear. So that would be for 5A. Is it linear? Yes. Okay. It says now you got to put it in standard form. So right here is where the standard form goes. So you might need to do a little bit of work. Jordan,
Yep.
is that in standard form? Do you know whether it's in standard form or not?
It is not.
What do we have to do, or how does it have to look to be in standard form?
It's the x and the y on the same side, but the x is first. The
Right.
c is on the other side.
All right, exactly right. Now, what do I do to get it there?
You add 2x to both sides.
Add 2x to both sides, and then tell me what to write.
2x minus 5y is equal to 6.
Good. 2x minus 5y equals 6. You can do that in 1 or 2 steps, but that's what you need to get to. That's your final answer. Yes, it is linear. All right, so for that one there, you're going to plug in that line, you're going to say 2x minus 5y equals 6. Now, our a is what's in front of the x. It's a 2. Our b is a -5, and our c is a 6. So the linear form, if you need to, write it down as ax plus by equals c. That's what we put on those notes yesterday. Okay, so that is linear. You got to put it in standard form in that spot. You got to put your a, b, and c. All right, good. Now 5b, looking at that one. Okay, look on your sheet right now. What's 5b say? Jay Lee, what's the equation? All right, this can be a confusing one. Y equals 6. Is that linear? Alan, what do you think? It is linear. It doesn't have any of those key things that make it not linear. There's no exponents. So yes, this is linear. All right, now is it in standard form?
No.
No, good. All right, you're on fire on this one. What do I do?
You just subtract x from both sides.
Okay, can be confusing. Now tell me what to write.
Negative x plus y is equal to c. Oh, sorry.
What's x minus x?
X minus x is 0.
That's it.
I agree.
And that's okay. So you can have that. Some people think, oh, I got to have a number there. Nope. So that is your standard form. Negative x plus y equals 0. That is our standard form. Okay, so we go through that. Now, what's our A? What's our B? What's our C? Zach?
A is -1,
Good.
B is 1, and then C is 0.
I know Mr. Sir mentioned this before. This cannot be an X or a Y. It's always a number. -1, 1, 0. -1, 1, 0. All right, so 5C, as you're looking at it, it says x squared plus y squared equals 9. For that one. Grant, what about that one? Is that linear? No. So is it linear? No, not linear. You're done. You don't need to do any of the other parts. Okay, you would boom, stop. No, nothing else. So that is not linear. All right, 6. It's on the back, right? Find the x-intercepts, find the y-intercepts. Evan, do you know how to do that? Maybe. What's the equation for 6?
Negative x plus 2y equals 8.
8. Okay. So I got a maybe, I'll go with that. So what do you think?
Then put a zero in for X, which can't be done.
Okay, so that gives me the y-intercept. For the y-intercept, let x equal 0, which basically gets rid of it. And so you get 2y equals 8, and then what would I do here?
5 by 2.
Good, and what's that give me?
Y equals 4.
Good, that is 0, 4, so make sure you put that down as your y-intercept. 0, 4. X-intercept. Okay, what am I gonna do for that one, Evan?
I'll put a 0 in for Y.
Good. And so that gives you negative x plus 2 times 0 equals 8. It wipes that whole thing out. All right, be careful here. Negative x equals 8. I still need to do one little step, Evan.
Divide by -1.
Good. Divide by -1, and that gives me x equals -8. All right, all of these have to be ordered pairs. All of those have to be ordered pairs. So don't make it just a 4 or an 8. Make it -8, 0, 0, 4. All right, got to graph it? So 0, 4 is right here. -8, 0 is right here. Go through them, extended pass, put arrows on there. Okay, so extend it, go past, put arrows on there. All right, Sam, do you have the answer to 7?
No, I was at the screen.
Oh, that's right, you didn't have to do that one. All right, 7, what you got there, Zane?
I got 6 and 8, but it's like 0 and 0, 8.
All right, 6, 0, and 0, 8. So for that one, I'm just taking a look. Yep, 6 would work and 8 would work. So if you don't have those, make sure you get those down. 6, 0, 0, 8. Okay, so we got that. And graph those. All right, now 8, that was one from yesterday. All right, that one looks a little bit different. Y equals what? 3x plus 12? You don't need to move anything around. You can keep it just like it is. So if I let x equal 0, that gives me y equals 3 times 0 plus 12. Y equals 12. So that's 0, 12. So that would be my y-intercept. What do you got for the x-intercept?
0, 4.
You got 0, 4. Ooh, it's going to be a negative. It's going to be a negative. And take a look. Does anybody have a -4? Okay, you got -4. Because here you got y equals 3x plus 12. Let y be 0. And then you either need to move the 12 or the 3x, but it gives you -12 equals 3x. That's why you got to watch out for this one. -4 equals x. So -4, 0. So 0, 12 is a little bit up here. -4, 0. Draw your line through there. Definitely got to be able to find x and y intercepts. Definitely got to be able to draw that line. All right, 9. I don't think, well, you didn't have to do that one. This one tends to be a hard one. Let's take a look at 9. You're probably going to need to write a couple things down here. Write that equation down. 2.4x plus 1.6y equals 48. Okay. (2.4x) plus, what is it, 1.6y equals 48. What does x stand for in this one? Colin?
X stands for the amount of jackets.
Okay, x is jackets. And what's y, Colin?
Y is the number of shirts.
Shirts or skirts?
Skirts.
We'll go skirts. All right, find your x and y intercept. Let x equal 0, solve for y. Let y equal 0, solve for x. Okay, find the x and y intercept. So let x equal 0 for 1. let y equal 0. It should come out to decent numbers. All right, Jaylee, what'd you get? Yep. 20, x is 20, and what'd you get for y? And so for y, you get 30. So that is 0, 30. All right, what all does it ask you to do for this problem? Graph the function and find its intercept. What does each intercept represent? Okay, so 20 on the x-axis, so I'm gonna have to space that out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And let me go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 30. So I go up by 3s, and I go across by 2s, I can do that. So 0, 30 would be here. 20, 0 is there. X-intercept actually listed as 20 comma 0, and y-intercept listed as 0 comma 30. Hey, we did this one earlier, so what does that x-intercept mean in the context of this situation? Zach, what do you think?
How many jackets can be made without any skirts?
Okay, and I'd say you can make 20 skirts if you make 0 jackets. Okay, that's one way to identify that. So you can make 20 jackets if you make how many? 0 skirts. And now just flip that around. How many skirts can you make if you make 0 jackets? You can make 30. So you can make 30 skirts if you make 0 jackets. So think about that. You can make 30 skirts if you make 0 jackets. Okay, for that one. All right, now looking at your sheet. Oh, 10, you just need, there shouldn't be any work to do. Any work to do for 10 as you take a look at that one. And actually, if you haven't done it, make sure you take a look at it now. Morgan, what do you got there for your x-intercept and your y-intercept?
10, 0, and 0, 5.
Okay. I'm sorry, say that again.
10, 0, and 0, 5.
10, 0, 0, 5. Very good. All right, 11. Find the slope. Now for this one, if you got it on there, you just count up and over. First of all, is that a positive slope as you look at that? Brett, you with us on number 11? Is it positive or negative slope? First front page.
Positive.
Positive slope, so it goes up. So you can draw up and count over to see how far to get for that one. How far up and how far over, or you can find the points and use a formula. It doesn't matter. Man, what do you got for the slope?
-10/4.
Well, it's got to end up being positive. So as you go 10 up, I got it. 1, my eyes are bad. 1, 2, 3. I go up 4 and over how many?
Can you scroll up a little bit?
I go up 4, Josh,
6.
and over 6. Okay. So it's positive. Let me just get this out of the way here for a second. So 4 over 6, but if you leave that, okay, I can't count that 100% right. Grant? 2/3. It's going to reduce to 2/3. You've always got to reduce. And slopes are always fractions. Did anybody write it as the ordered pair, like 4,6? We get that every now and then. So do that. But be careful. It's got to be a slope or It's gotta be a fraction. All right, flip it over. Take a look at 12. Jalen? It is 0. 12 is 0. 13. There is a slope. It will be negative, so you might have to count. All right, it goes all the way from 8 down to, it looks like 6. Is that 14 down?
Yeah.
And then how far over? It goes over from, I'd say 6, 13? So 14 down and 13 over? So that is negative 14 over 13. Negative 14. Does that reduce? Nope. Nope. And so all right, so then just leave that. All right, now 15, make sure, or 14. Make sure you write this, spell it correctly. Christian?
Undefined.
Undefined. UNDEFINED. 15, 16, and 17 is just finding the slopes. Okay, of individual points. 15, 16, and 17. Tell me what order you subtracted or what order I should subtract for 15 to get that. You're gonna have one on the top, one on the bottom. What should I subtract on top? Okay, as you take a look at that one. Connor.
-2 minus 10.
-2 minus 10. Let me do one thing first. -10, 10, and then 6, -2. So -2 minus 10, good. Well, how about what on the bottom?
6 minus -10.
6 minus -10. And if you want to write that as a plus, that's fine. All right, what's -2 minus 10, Connor?
Whoa, wait, -2 minus 10. Oh, that's -12.
Okay, and what's 6 plus 10?
6 plus 10 is 16.
All right, now that can't be your final answer. That's correct. Whoa.
You dropped your marker.
Oh, thanks, Christian. What would I do without you?
I don't know. Good question.
Reduce that. Reduce that. All right. And the slope of fraction. Okay. Oh, dueling hands up there. We'll go with Jay Lee. -3/4. -3/4. Okay, who has an answer for 16? Okay, what do you got, Grant?
-4/13.
-4 over 13 is correct.
I thought I got that wrong, sorry.
All right, do 17 right now. You probably haven't gotten to it yet. So do 17 right now. And see what we get for 17.
Can I do it?
Have you done it?
Yeah.
You give me that answer.
Why are you gonna make fun of me? Am I right? Did I get it right?
No.
Did I get it right?
What'd you get?
7.
You can laugh at him, Brett. All right, Jordan, what'd you get for an answer?
0.
Oh, I gotta laugh at you too.
Oh.
Not at all. Okay, what do you got, Zane?
Undefined.
Undefined, because when you subtract, you get 4
No.
plus 3
Brett didn't get it right, so you can't laugh at me.
over 5 minus 5. It's 7 over 0. It's definitely not 7. You gotta make sure you change that to undefined. Okay, make sure you change that to undefined.
Oh, it's undefined.
Okay, 18. Definitely we'll see this tomorrow.
Nope, got that wrong.
A lot of you did this right on that worksheet that we had. And from what I looked at, it looked okay. Find the slope. 2,000
It's a half.
minus 2,400 over 12 minus 4. You get -400 over 8. Reduce that.
-50.
-50 over 1 or -50 is absolutely fine. Now, what does this mean according to the situation? This is her bank account in her account, and then this is the time in weeks. Okay, Zach?
I said Tara takes $50 out of her budget for every week.
That's fine. One way to word it, you could say she loses her account loses $50 every week. That would be equivalent.
Freshmen, ninth graders with last names beginning with M through P, please report to the pod now for your health screening. We ask that you do not bring your book bag or personal belongings
You might want
inside
to.
the pod.
Right, you might-
Yeah, don't take them into the pod, but you have to take them down to the belt.
Health
Keep
screening
that stuff outside, though. Fisher?
All students, ninth graders.
Oh, can we word it
last
that
names beginning with M through P.
the amount of money lost per week?
Say that again?
The amount of money lost per week.
Yeah, but you need to tell me how much she loses per week. Say she loses $50 per week. You need to put a dollar sign in there. Okay, a dollar amount. Okay. All right, so for 19, now for this one here, I want to make sure we get to these others. For 19, you're going to find the x and y intercept and then find the slope. So find the 2 points, use those to find the slope. 20, direct variation. Remember, that is y equals kx. You need to highlight that. That was on the notes we did yesterday because that tends to be forgotten. Can you write it as y equals a number times x? This one will not be because, hold on. Negative x plus 4y equals -2. If I get y by itself, actually, it's going to be pretty messy. I actually got to divide everything by 4. So I divide everything by 4, and I get y equals, you can either write that as 1/4 x or x over 4 minus a half. Well, since I'm subtracting something, that automatically means it is not direct variation. So you're going to say no, okay, not direct variation on that answer key or answer document. Not direct variation for that. So 21. Okay, tell whether the relation is direct variation. There's a key thing you got to do. It's not a constant change in x and y. That's just to tell it's linear. We got to do something else for direct variation.
What'd you write for 19?
What's that?
What'd you write for 19?
For 19?
Yeah.
You got to find the x and y intercepts and then use those. I want to make sure we get to these other ones because we've had that one. What do you remember with the test, Preston?
Is it?
Is it what? Don't remember? Anon, do you remember?
Library.
Yes, you check y divided by x. Check that. If it's a constant, then it's direct variation. So 20 divided by -10 is -2. 18 divided by -9 is -2. And -2 divided by 1 is -2. That means it's direct variation, and that means your k value is -2. So yes, that is direct variation. Okay. Make sure 22 and 23, you want to look at those. If you got a question on those, just see me or Mr. Schler before the test tomorrow. And then also, I got on the guided or on your class notes. Here's the answer key. It's going to be on today's class notes.
Well, I already put my stuff away.
Well, you can look at it later. So it'll have everything on there for you.
No, it's just.
All right, have a good day. It was